Hey, everybody. Welcome to The Mandcave. It's the only podcast hosted by two best friends with nothing in common except their first names. I'm Mandy Fabian.
And I'm Mandy Kaplan. And each week we test the limits of our friendship by arguing over the latest books, movies, podcasts, pop culture. Grab a couch. Let's get to it.
Wait a minute, cut this shit.
Postcodes. We argue over postcodes.
Yeah, so for those who are not Fandys,
Get on it.
Hear your London updates. But if you would like to become a Fandy, go to mandcave.com/Fandy. $5 a month gets you our pre-show and bonus content and more access to us. And who doesn't want that?
That's right. And it's like £3.50 for those who are wondering.
You're welcome. I've already said no accent and she's going to try. But
can't guarantee anything. But no, actually, surprisingly, the first couple weeks I was here, I was like, here it comes. And now I guess I'm just totally American. I guess
you and me both, sister.
I know.
So I have to tell you about my new obsession, which is an old obsession that has been re-sparked.
Okay, great.
So when I was in high school, the movie JFK came out and I became completely obsessed.
Mm-hmm.
And I started reading book after book after book, watching documentaries. Yes, on Kevin Costner.
Yeah, I get it.
On the assassination. And I love it. It's something I could obsess over and talk about ad nauseum.
Yeah.
And Rob Reiner just put out a podcast with Soledad O'Brien, where he reveals his precise theory of the day.
Ooh.
It's no more like, we know there was a conspiracy and some people were involved. He names names. He goes for it. And it's a great podcast called Who Killed JFK. And I've been listening to it. And then I went back and rewatched JFK. And I'm back in my... It was the CIA. Like, I'm back in my obsessive state.
Isn't that
my tinfoil hat state?
Isn't that a weird moment in your life when you go, because when you're a kid, someone's like, it was the CIA. You go, that's nonsense. That is government that's conspiracy nonsense. But then you start to hear these stories as you get older. Like, I listened to that podcast about MLK's assassination and how completely rigged that was. Like, not an accident. That guy did not kill him. It was anyway. It was one of those situations where he was basically framed for it, and they made sure there was no police detail on him for that time. Anyway, it was all set up by people.
Inside job.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think the key is that when you say it was the CIA, I used to think there's no way everyone in the CIA is dirty and was in on this.
Yeah.
And you have to adjust your thinking. It wasn't everyone in the CIA.
Right.
It's a few bad actors.
Right.
And if you think 2 or 3 guys at the top, they were all guys.
Yeah. Like Shia LaBeouf, like bad actors like that, or... I'm kidding. He's actually a pretty good actor.
I disagree. He's a good actor.
He is.
A terrible lover, but a good actor. But no, if you think 3 guys at the top of the CIA knew everything. And then they were handing files and saying, go destroy this file. You didn't question that.
Yeah.
If you were a subordinate, you just destroyed the file. You were not in on a conspiracy. You weren't doing anything other than your job.
Yeah.
So it takes 2 or 3 at the top and mafia and Cubans, and that's the perfect storm. And
so was there fresh information that you hadn't heard before? Was it like,
yes.
Oh, that's exciting.
Some. And a lot of retreading of stuff that I was like, I forgot about that guy and what he said to the Warren Commission that no one ever followed up on and stuff like that. So there's retread, but there's also brand new information.
That's exciting.
So it's a really fun listen. So I'm not assigning it properly, but as you're, walking through Hyde Park, Who Killed JFK?
Okay. I like that a lot.
You're welcome, America.
I saw a musical last night called Operation Mincemeat that was very broad and comedic, like goofy, broad and comedic. But it's about a British operation, not tonsillitis, not that kind of operation. But during World War II, called Operation Mincemeat. I think it was based on a true story about the Brits were trying to recover. You're going to Google it right now. See, I could have done that, but that would have.
I know you could have.
But I'm propping up my computer with one hand.
It's a successful British deception operation of World War II to disguise the 1943 Allied invasion of Sicily.
Yes. So he had, Hitler had all that boot handled, right? He was all up in Italy and they were like, hey, we need Europe back and we got to get in through Italy. So they faked a downed pilot. They found a dead body illegally, created a personality for this guy, a British soldier, left his dead body attached with this briefcase with all these British secrets floating in the Spanish Sea. The Spaniards picked it up, somehow handed that briefcase off to the Germans. The Germans got the intel, and then and the intel said, we're going to invade Sardinia. So he took all his troops out of Sicily, moved them to Sardinia, and the Brits were like, he fell for it, let's go. And then they got in through Sicily. Isn't that amazing? And
that's very cool.
It's a really cool story, and it was a really funny, fun musical. So maybe there's a musical in the JFK thing, you know?
Sure.
A musical about a woman in Porter Ranch who's obsessed and wants to sing every update. I think you could do it.
I'm trying to think of what rhymes with Dealey Plaza, but we'll figure it out.
Well, there's Aubrey Plaza.
Yes.
But that's all I've got right now. But you know what? It's okay. It's early there and late here. So I'll text you some things at 3 a.m.
Please do.
I love that.
Shall we talk about Saltburn?
Yeah. I don't think the people don't know that we watched Saltburn. Emerald Fennell. That's her name, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That is her name.
Did you like A Promising Young Woman?
I love Promising Young Woman.
Yeah, me too.
Love it.
I don't remember if we
love.
talked about that. A Promising Young Womandy.
Womandy. I don't think so.
We should have done that, but regrets. I've had a few.
Everything I love about a movie. Just twisted and dark and
really well acted, and
love that movie.
Did not see the end coming, and yeah. She's I watched Poor Things and Saltburn in a short period of time, and after Poor Things, which I don't know if you've seen that.
No.
It's very that guy is very inaccessible to me. Like, he's artistic and like he did The Lobster. I felt more about Poor Things like I did about The Lobster. I liked it after I'd watched it, but I didn't like it during it. You know what I mean? I was like, what is going on?
Like medicine that makes you, that tastes bad, but it cures you.
Yeah. I love the performances, but I was like, what is this movie? It's insane. But then I liked it. But anyway, that's all to say that I thought that Saltburn was very accessible, especially after, even though very weird, but way more accessible than Poor Things. So I have that filter going into this conversation.
Why don't we have Pete play the trailer for Saltburn? I don't know if it's informative. If it's not Pete, let us know and we'll record our own recap.
It's your prerogative. Just do what you want to do. It's Pete's prerogative. Does he have a podcast yet called Pete's Prerogative?
Oh my.
Come on.
Is he playing the trailer as you're doing this?
Did you know there was a college Christmas party tonight? NFI, me and you. Not fucking invited. You alright?
Yeah, I've got a flat tire.
Take my bike.
Hey, that is so kind. Thank you. I'm sorry I don't know your name. I'm Felix.
Oliver.
Oliver. Oliver, I love you. I love you. All right, cheers, Ollie.
My parents, they've got problems.
What do you mean, problems?
I don't think I'll ever go home again.
Well, why don't you come home with me? Come to Saltburn.
Mr. Quick.
Wow.
And here he is now.
Oh, beautiful eyes. Oh, how wonderful.
Yeah, I told you he wasn't a minger.
Oh, but darling, you're kind about everyone. You can't be trusted.
I had them hang up an old school dinner jacket. We dressed for dinner here.
Dressed for dinner?
Yeah, it was like black tie.
I think I like you even more than last year's one.
You're so,
So what?
real.
Can't have been easy for Venetia. With you being a mother.
Why?
Now it's time to take things up a notch.
Shawty had them apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur.
This place? You know, it's not for you.
Lots of people get lost in Saltburn.
Oh, that's just giving me goosebumps. Look, Pamela. Oh, no.
I think you're a moth. Quiet, harmless, drawn to shiny things.
What have you done? I just thought that maybe I could help.
You're not leaving us. You're not leaving Saltburn.
I don't think I'll ever go home again.
I'm gonna if that trailer, I don't know the trailer. If that trailer didn't do it for you, it's Talented Mr. Ripley. You're welcome. That's what this movie is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good comparison.
Yeah.
And interesting. And interesting because I was like, this movie was so dark. So dark. Like in a way that like, wow. I was very blown away by.
I'm mad at myself because I looked up how to say the lead actor's name right before we logged in. Barry Keoghan. And now I'm forgetting. And I want to say his name. He's a very, very good actor.
He is a very good actor. It was interesting. He had a funny face. Like he's got a funny, he transformed from looking very odd and hard to look at to being like handsome and sexy to being mentally disturbed. He really, boy, talk about a role that somebody can transform. Wow.
I know. First of all, and this is not meant to be insulting, he looks 48 years old.
Yeah.
He has very hard features, weathered looking skin.
Yeah.
He was actually 28 or 29 when he made this, and he's supposed to be 17. So, and it's Keoghan, Barry Keoghan.
Okay.
That is what the weird French man, do you ever look up how to pronounce things for voiceover jobs? And he goes like, we are looking at the word, how to pronounce. Okay. So
you pronounce
Barry
everything with a
Keoghan.
French accent.
I try. Yeah. My notes say he's nearly 30, but looks 45.
Wow. Yeah.
Did you see Banshees of Inisherin?
Yeah.
I loved him in that.
Oh, that's
He's
right.
the boy.
He was that kid. I did not even recognize him.
He looks 14 in that movie and he looks 48 in this movie. I don't quite understand what he's doing. Probably a smoker. But what's like, he looks weathered.
Well, the way he's shot, definitely his furrowed brow, he's got a big forehead. I don't know. You're right. He's got old man baby face going on. Right?
Yes. Yeah. But he's a wonderful actor.
Yeah.
You lean into him and you want to know what's going on in his mind.
Yeah. By wonderful actor, you mean, holy shit, his body, right? I mean, I think
I would like to focus on his acting and his intellect and his choices.
Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. No, it's great. But I'm just saying his pack, he's really cut. It makes you go ripped. It makes you go, how much did he have to work out? And I'm pretty sure that once, and I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but I'm pretty sure that once he read the script, he started working out that day.
Of course. There's a lot of male nudity. I think the male nudity for me
was great. But sorry, what?
No, to me, it felt like shock for shock value. I was not into it. And I know a lot of the gay men in my life are very, very, very into it. And this was thrilling for them. So I'm not seeing it from that perspective.
Yeah.
But I felt like I get it. You're willing to do nudity. I get it, Emerald Fennell. You want to show naked men. I got it. It was so much.
That's interesting. I think coming off of Poor Things, no pun intended. I wasn't actually coming off of Poor Things. But there was a lot of nudity in that. And so I think I didn't notice that. And also, like, I've seen so much cock in my life. Like, wowza.
Sure,
Just a parade of cock. That's my autobiography.
Delilah's home?
Yeah.
Yep.
She's on the couch, got the flu. But she's not going to ask mommy for snuggles, is she?
No. Nicely played. I mean, this movie is gorgeous to look at. And the opening credits were stylized and cool. And then they closed with very similar style and a little bit of animation. Like, very cool looking film.
Yep.
I wanted to like it more than I liked it, though. It didn't emotionally move me ever. I didn't care about Jacob Elordi or the family or Barry Keoghan. I already forgot. But it was like a music video.
Yeah.
A long, beautiful, stylish music video. And that is not my jam.
Yeah, that's a good description of it. I was, like I said, it was more accessible than Poor Things. But I agree with you. I didn't necessarily care about the family because you set up. Also, there was a point when I did pause it and go, oh, how long? When are we going to get to the castle? Because I do think that the actual movie was totally different than the trailer, right? I was expecting something totally different, which of course they would have to because the twist in the movie is that it is not what you're expecting after having watched the trailer, right?
I don't remember the trailer.
Oh, for me,
I don't think I watched the trailer.
Well, now that our Mandys have heard the trailer, but what I got from the trailer was, this poor kid gets drawn into this castle that's like with this psycho family and he's going to be trapped there and he's never going to get to leave. That's what I got from the trailer. And I think throughout the movie, that's definitely wink, wink, leaned into. Like, they're like, oh, you can never leave Saltburn. And there's the woman that's been there forever. And it's kind of intimated that she can't leave Saltburn. A lovely cameo.
By Carey Mulligan, that one?
Yeah, by Carey Mulligan. Yeah.
Well, it's funny that you said something about getting to the castle, because I wrote 21 minutes in, and I feel like this could have all been covered in one scene. He likes Elordi. He's a poor kid. We got it. Why is this taking so long?
Well, it's interesting. I agree with you. Like, watching their friendship develop, it did feel a little bit like, kind of reminded me, I mean, I loved this movie. The one with the Timothée Chalamet that put him on the map, Call Me by Your Name.
Call Me by Your Name.
Yeah. It felt a little bit like that luxurious, beautiful shots. Like, you have never seen men photographed so beautifully as in this movie. Like, just beauty shot after beauty shot of the guy who played the gorgeous Felix. He's
Jacob Elordi.
He's so beautiful, right? I mean, he is gorgeous. So I think, like, that's all that it was. It was just basically showing them developing their friendship, because you think from the beginning of the movie that they are in love. You're waiting for them to fall in love, hook up. You're waiting for that moment to happen. So that was setting the tension for that, right? So that when they get to the castle, you think, oh, this is it. He's going to bang him, or they're going to have.
It's such a different movie from Call Me by Your Name. And you brought that up, but that movie is so moving, and we're allowed into hearts and minds of characters, and we care, and we're invested. And I could watch Timothée Chalamet stare at a fire for days because we cared so deeply for him.
Yeah, that's true.
You don't care about anybody in this movie. So
that's interesting.
I wanted to care.
Did you not feel for Mr. Kill's character, like
Barry?
Yeah. Did you not feel for his character in the beginning when he has no friends? He's befriended by this total dorky guy who's so good at math and very antisocial.
It all felt presentational rather than actually making me care.
Oh, interesting.
It felt like do you get it? We're telling a story here, and it's felt stereotyped and slick. It wasn't, no, I never felt for him. I never thought, oh, I want him to get what he wants, or, oh, how is he going to get out of this situation? I was never moved.
Yeah.
Not for 1 second by anything in this movie.
I think I did feel for Barry in the beginning because, I don't know, Oxford is so intimidating and gorgeous and like, you know, the being the poor, unpopular kid there. I did feel for him, but the old man baby face, you know, that's an obstacle. I mean, you know,
his character's name is Ollie, so we can call him Ollie.
Let's do that.
That's going to help us. Yeah, because we can pronounce it.
It's Ollie Lefleflefin. No, I'm kidding.
Yes. Well, so he gets to the castle, but it's talented Mr. Ripley. Felix, hot Jacob Elordi, is like, hey, you don't have anywhere to go. Come to my family castle. And he goes. And the castle is inhabited by very shallow characters.
Mm-hmm.
There's this guy, Farley. I don't even know why he was there. And he was a terrible actor. And everybody's just presenting. And maybe that was the intention. Maybe you could say, oh, they're not real and they're swept up. They're only style over substance. Maybe that was the point, but it didn't move me and I didn't care. I was rolling my eyes for all 2 hours and 12 minutes of this movie. It's a very long movie.
It is long. Well, you know what's interesting? I agree with you. I didn't feel for them because you're right. They were presented. They were very almost carnival-like in their caricatures, and they were dressed and their lines were very much a comedy poking fun at super elite, super wealthy, out of touch managing their environment. They were presented as non-emotional people, right?
Yes. But is it a comedy? I mean, I didn't laugh once at this movie. Is it supposed to be a parody?
That's interesting. I don't think it's
satirical.
Comedy. Maybe satirical. I do feel like her movies are, I think she's definitely making fun of the rich. I laughed a few times at, Rosamund Pike. Is Rosamund Pike British?
Yeah.
Oh, that accent was spot on.
Yeah. I laughed at Promising Young Woman a lot. I thought her tone and the satire in that worked beautifully. I was moved. I was laughing. I was into the darkness.
Yeah.
This one,
I think
nothing moved me. Nothing.
I think I laughed at Rosamund Pike. Her character seemed funny to me, and it laughed in that weird. It was weird. You know what I mean? It was that there were very bizarre things that happened when he got to the castle. But I don't think. I guess no, it wasn't a comedy per se. I think the whole thing was meant to make fun of even the sort of doddering dad.
Yeah.
But it was more eerie, I think. It felt more thrillery than a comedy.
Yeah. It was a thriller without thrills. The best scene to me was that luncheon after Felix dies. And they're all like stuffing down their emotions and pretending everything is okay.
Yeah.
And that was a fascinating, really well done scene. I wanted the whole movie to feel like that. The layered.
Yeah.
I wanted it to let us in. We were let in at that moment, right?
Yep.
They were actually telling us something.
Yeah.
And we were allowed to be a part of it.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the movie was just holding us and we were watching a music video. But that scene, I felt like, oh my God, I'm sitting at this table and no one's saying what they're feeling. And it's, crazy making. I liked that scene a lot.
Yeah. Well,
Richard E. Grant, I love, and Rosamund Pike.
And also, but think about like where the story went. I found very kind of confusing. I was enjoying watching the music video because she shot the hell out of that thing.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
And I haven't seen characters do half the shit that those characters did. I mean, it was just like, what the hell? Oh, I mean, truly outrageous. Some of the things that I was trying to unpack, right? Because these characters, all the characters are pretty psycho, right? So it's like, I don't know what to give away and what not to.
I think we shouldn't give a ton away because it's so new.
Yeah.
And people are going to listen to it and have the chance to see it before spoilers are out.
Yes.
So,
yes. Okay. So then we won't say, but I was very surprised I was genuinely surprised. But also, the twist didn't make sense to me because, well, I guess we can't really talk about it, but we kind of can. Like, I didn't feel that it had been set up. Like, the person or persons who end up being the victim or victims, can I say that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I didn't feel that was set up properly. That didn't emotionally make sense to me. Right? I was like, that doesn't, I don't see how we got there. That has not been built up to this moment. It was a fun twist, just story wise. Like if you hear oh my God, did you hear about the neighbors next door? Like a fun out of the blue twist. But I didn't feel that it was
dead people. Yeah.
Yeah. But it wasn't like set up where I go, oh, you know?
I think part of it is that thing I'm talking about, that we were held at bay through all of it.
That's a very accurate description. That's exactly right. Yeah.
I'm wicked smart.
You're wicked smart.
But I said no accents. God damn it, Fabian.
Sorry, love.
But
all right, Gov.
Yeah, I mean, I understand why people love this movie. I listened to two people I love and respect go on and on and on about how much they love this movie before I saw it. And I understand why they did. It's just not, it's not for me.
Yeah.
It is not a bad movie. It is a gorgeous movie, as I've said maybe 4 times. But I'm curious what people think about this one.
Yeah.
Because I think it is made for some people.
I loved it. What I loved about it was visually beautiful. I was able to follow the story. It was kind of sexually bizarre and intriguing and very provocative, but not emotional. I would say it was lean in. It was like kind of Stanley Kubrick light. What was the one where they wore all the masks, where Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman?
Eyes Wide Shut.
Yeah. There was something like almost lighthearted, delicious, and sensual, and Eyes Wide Shutty, but not as alienating to me. But in terms of a story with characters you care about and people that you empathize with, that was not in there at all. So when you have those emotional scenes, like when the daughter is crying, she's stunning, right? When is she in the bath? And she's
in the bath.
Yeah. And what a stunning, they shoot her. Her face fills the screen. She's breaking like a little girl, or what would Taylor Swift say? Breaking like a promise. Anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But she's really, she's doing her all. But what was interesting is I also felt nothing because I wasn't sure what she was breaking over.
And she was so annoying. The dialogue was so annoying in that scene.
Yeah. But
I really didn't like that scene.
But she was doing her all with it, right? Like she was doing something that was so interesting to watch. But emotionally, I'm like, and? Right? But not her fault. Because...
No, I'm sure she's a great actress. I just...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yes, that's a very good characterization of it.
There's no pun where we can insert our name into the title.
Oh.
So you know what? -25 man job.
Well, that's a true... Yeah, there's really nothing there for us. What the fuck? Why did we choose this stupid movie? So I could say Parade of Cock? Was that why? I don't remember.
I think that's why we make all choices in life.
I think so. But no, as a filmmaker, it is something that I aspire to. Like the gorgeousness of the lush. Did you like the party scene? His giant birthday party with people who none of them know his name. Did you laugh at that?
No.
Have you ever had that happen at your birthday party?
No.
No, because you invite people you know.
Right. No, it's a statement about the rich, but it's not, what didn't make me laugh.
I don't think it was supposed to. I think it's supposed to make you go, oh, no. There were several, the bathtub scene. You know the bathtub scene I'm talking about.
I do. They sell Jacob Elordi bathwater candles now.
Are you serious?
Deadly.
Uh-oh.
There's something...
folks.
If Jacob Elordi were a woman...
Yeah?
We would not stand for this objectification of her. But everybody feels comfortable to objectify him. And I don't like it. I'm grossed out by that. He's a talented actor.
Yes.
And very handsome. And just making him an object, and everything. He hosted Saturday Night Live, and his opening monologue, somebody's like, I don't really have a question. I just want to stare at you. And it's like, I find it demeaning. And I think in today's age, we wouldn't do that to a woman.
Do you think that's because in the movie he's so objectified? Like he's so obsessed over in the movie?
Yes, but I think Jacob Elordi has become that.
Right.
And I don't, not that he's complaining, but it makes me go, ugh, can we talk about his performance? Can we talk about who he is and not about his abs or his face or his, I don't know. It's gross to me.
Yeah, I think he's a complete package. He's not just a pretty face. He's not like, it wasn't like Magic Mike you were watching. He had to do some real acting.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I don't know. All I hear is, and Barry Keoghan too. It's like, he's a fine actor.
Yes.
What people are talking about is all their nudity in their body, and if this movie were to young women, we wouldn't be, the first thing people say wouldn't be, oh my God, how hot is she? And we got to see her body and the bodies, and right? It wouldn't be that way.
Yeah.
I hope.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm a little old-fashioned.
That's a good point.
I'm going to call the Christian Coalition and see if I can get a protest together.
But if it was, I don't know, I feel like the POV of the movie is that. Although I question how that character had all that time to work out. That was definitely an actor's workout schedule.
Yes.
Who can hire a trainer and a chef. That was not the nerdy guy at Oxford's workout.
No. Right.
That was very questionable. You could see somehow how the Felix character could have he looked sort of naturally handsome and buff, right? But the Barry guy, whoa. Yeah.
No, you are correct.
But you had cut out for a little bit after you cut out, and then you came back in for the bathwater candle, which I had not heard that they sold those. That's kind of funny.
Yes, they are available on Amazon.
That scene made me like practically scream, like there were a couple scenes that I was like, oh, like cringy. Oh God, I've never seen that. Oh,
but
God.
To me, I think it was just for cringe sake. It didn't feel motivated. That's just my humble thought.
Motivated? That's interesting. Like you don't think he was clearly, well, do you think it was setting up that maybe he's a little off?
Well, sure, he's off, but I don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah.
I didn't think those moments were motivated. Yeah.
Okay. I hear you. It was very cringy.
Yes. There was some cringing.
So uncomfortable. Anyway, all right. Well, let's give it slurp jobs.
Okay. I'm going to barf. Way to not spoil. I mean, it is gorgeous. And it's a really fascinating piece of filmmaking and art with great performances. So I'll give it 3. I just know it's not for me.
There you go.
But I think people will like it. You know, I really respect people who respond to it differently.
Yeah. I'd give it 4 because to me, it was like candy, but not something, I'm not going to have a meal and then talk about it but it was definitely satisfying in that way of oh, didn't see that coming, and visual fun, but not, I agree with you. It wasn't like moving and made me want to call somebody. You know what I mean? Like I didn't think about my life or anything.
Right.
Oh, well, okay. Well, now that that's done, jeepers, look who goes to Europe and forgets all the American ways that you guys podcast. The Man Cave is a production of True Story FM, music by Ian Post, and engineering by Pete Wright. And guys, if you would like to reach out to us, you can go to mancave.com/ Wait, how do they reach
Discord.
out? Discord. Yes, you can talk to us on Discord. You can go to Apple Podcasts and give us 5 stars and write a review. We love hearing from people. And there's other ways to support our
Become
podcast.
a Fandy, as I said, mancave.com/Fandy, and get our merch at mancave.com/merch. We've got really fun stuff, and It will start conversations and give you deep thoughts, unlike Saltburn.
And it will make you feel and want to call someone.
Yes.
Okay, well, do I have an old school game for you? It's interesting because we've been doing this. What? Oh,
I want to say it's Pin the Tail on the Mandy. Is that?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
No. And just now, I almost thought, I wish I would have thought of something like Celebrity or Charades. But I don't know if Charades would be as interesting for people to hear.
I don't think so. And it's also charades. Go ahead.
It is?
I mean, if you're gonna be there.
Oh, that's a good point. You're right, it is.
Yeah.
You know that. That's so cute. You're right, it is charades. Okay. There's also another term for pins and needles, but I can't remember what it is. I will say that you get a plaster and not a Band-Aid, by the way. They're called plasters over here.
Oh.
Yep, all right. Just a little fun fact.
You've had some injuries already. Okay.
Yeah, we have. Well, walking around London. Oh, just a quickie. I'm not saying that our Mandys are over 30. I know we have a young, hot crowd. But if anyone is experiencing plantar fasciitis, just know the remedy is walking. Just want to offer that up to people.
Okay.
Just walk like 9,000 to 10,000 steps a day and you'll cure your feet. All right. Now back to the game. This is a classic, but what I loved most about this movie was the castleness of it all, right? I do so enjoy watching people have large banquets and parties and servants, and it's too gross. I could never actually do it. I'm more of a farm girl at heart. But we are going to play the classic I'm going on a picnic, except I'm going to Saltburn. And I am bringing. And you have to bring things that you would bring to Saltburn. But the classic.
All right.
And we're going to do this like lightning round.
Yes.
And you have to remember all the, you know how to play that I'm going to Saltburn. And I
have to say what you're bringing and then I add what I'm bringing and back and forth.
That's correct.
Okay.
That's correct. Could be tedious or it could be amazing.
Quote Monica Geller / Bing.
Yeah.
I'm so good at lightning rounds.
All right. So I will start. And then you jump in. Okay. Ready? I'm going to Saltburn. I won't do the accent. I'm going to Saltburn and I'm going to bring my asshole.
I'm going to Saltburn and I'm going to bring your asshole and my blue cheese.
I'm going to Saltburn. I'm bringing my asshole, your blue cheese, and crumpets.
I'm going to Saltburn and I'm bringing asshole, blue cheese, crumpets, and ding-dongs.
Oh, I see what you're going with there. By the way, this conversation is making me hungry.
Oh, right.
I'm going to Saltburn and I'm bringing my asshole, blue cheese, ding-dongs. Crumpets, ding-dongs.
Did I just win?
You may have won.
Because you don't know your alphabet?
Well, that was fun. That's the only game I had. You won.
Yes.
Erotica would have been the next one, but that's all right.
Oh.
I know. I didn't plan these ahead. These are just coming to me.
Well, I have something I think I want to assign you.
Okay.
Now, we agreed that we would do Mean Girls, the musical, the movie, but it has been difficult for me to even get there. And you said it's not out quite yet.
No,
in London,
I think
right?
it might be out now, but I haven't seen it in the cinema.
Okay. Well, I promised to see it with Casey, and that little turd is doing 19,000 shows of Little Mermaid. So he has no time yet. So in the meantime, I have something really fun. Do you get Peacock there?
I haven't tried it. No offense to you, Peacock.
Okay. If you get Peacock, I want you to watch the pilot of Ted, the Seth MacFarlane Ted.
Oh, okay.
And if you don't get Peacock, text me, call me, we'll think of something else, or we can just wait and do an episode for Mean Girls.
I know I don't get Hulu, but I do get Disney Plus. So I'll check it out. I'll see. I know I don't have Peacock, but I'll figure out I'll
Right.
see what I can
Like
do.
the free trial or whatever.
Yeah, maybe they have Ted for the Brits over here somewhere. Maybe it's on BritBox. I feel like that's a thing over
Ooh,
here.
that could be a thing.
I've tried to sign up for things and they don't take American credit cards. Can you believe these snobby Brits will not take my money?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's strange.
No, I have to go become a citizen and give blood and it's all the things.
Blood sausage?
Yeah. Okay. Somebody's warming up for her trip over here.
Yep.
2 things you love most. All right. Well, cool. Well, I'll try to watch Ted on the Peacock.
And we don't know when we're going to podcast again, but it'll happen.
Yeah.
And until then,
guys,
become a fandy.
we love you. Take care now. Pip, pip. Cheerio. See you later. All right, Gov.
God.
I love you. All right, then. Ta-ta.